know that this is the message. Rock like getting hard, that's the reason you call him God. I am the reason that you'll be calling off from that little stupid thing that you call a job. Baby girl, you know that this is the message. Rock. Alright now. Baby girl, you know that this is the message. Rock. Baby girl, you know that this is the message. Rock. You got a hard head because of your body soft. Any disagreements, I had to call it off. Wish you know the start like this was a message talk. Baby, now you know that this is the message. Rock. Yeah. The red and the blue pill just might be some Adderall. Gave me so sick and I don't need a Tylenol, don't need your 2 cents. I ain't even asking y'all, even if you give it, I am not mad at y'all. In this demonic world, it's raining cats and dogs, lions and tigers and bears and the rats and frogs. Yeah. Just gotta ask if you motherfuckers mad or not. Cause y'all motherfuckers is living in Babylon, where everyone and their grandma gon' have a god. Everyone relationship getting sabotaged. It's that like music I gotta be cataloged, showing everything humanity can wrong. Yeah. We were just going in spirals and circles. I just think I had my eye on a Virgo. Trust me, my lady, like I wouldn't hurt you. I wanna merge you, but we created the sky be purple. I ain't Harry Potter, but let me go get my magic wand. Baby girl, you know that this is the magic rock. Baby girl, you know that this is the magic rock. Like getting hard, that's the reason you call him God. I am the reason that you'll be calling off on that little stupid thing that you call a job. Baby girl, you know that this is the magic rock. Damn. Baby girl, you know that this is the magic rock. Baby girl, you know that this is the mental rough. You got a hard head because of your body soft. Any disagreements, I had to call it off. Wish you know the start like this was a mental talk. Baby, now you know that this is the mental rough. Yeah. It wasn't afterlife seeing shit after all. When you pass away, that's when your soul is passing off. I need a bitch, I don't need me a nagging broad. Need someone with me, I don't gotta accent all sappy or sexual. We gonna shadow box your little dreams. Always make me a magic guy, yeah. All your desires is built up your habits, dog. Don't give a fuck about you or your little ratchet bro. Smoking on cabbage, back to back, dragon balls. Go to a whole nother world like an avatar. Girl, I'ma fertile your eggs like this caviar. I'm the best singer and I'm the best rapper, y'all. I'm the best rapper, don't sound like he rap at all. Baby girl, you know that this is the magic rock. Baby girl, you know that this is the magic rock. Like getting hard, that's the reason you call him God. I am the reason that you'll be calling off from that little stupid thing that you call a job. Baby girl, you know that this is the magic rock. Yeah. Baby girl, you know that this is the magic rock. Baby girl, you know that this is the mental rough. You got a hard head because of your body soft. Any disagreements, I had to call it off. Wish you know the start like this was a mental talk. Baby, now you know that this is the mental rough. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I'm saying real stuff. Now look, check this out. You better believe I'm present my curriculum. You better believe I'm going to present my, first and foremost, Flight Boss, me, you know, for sure. You're not listening to the Mind of an Terry's Moon. I am the Royal Archangel Uriel, and I'm here to carry out God duties and responsibilities. Try to debunk that. Try to debunk that. Oh, see if you got the character. See if you little demon smiling. And that's all I'm going to hear. I ain't going to hear actual words you think you said. You know what I'm saying? We're going to put proof into the puddings and stuff like that. But for the most part, look, we're just doing a quick understanding right now so we can be clear on things of that nature. Because people just been talking and stuff like that for no reason. You're no longer needed. You're no longer needed in New WURLDIAH. So there's no such thing as a conscious community. You know what I'm saying? That's a thing of the past or whatever. And it was just people talking out of their You know what I'm saying? If we want to break it down what it actually is, you know, because I don't want to hurt nobody's feelings. We want to break it down what it actually is. That's what we're going to do. Then I'm going to present my stuff and stuff like that. That is going to be, we're not going to call that because it's subconsciousness, but we're going to call that life, reality, common sense, what makes sense, not rocking people to sleep. You know what I'm saying? It's like, cause you know, it's just like, I'm in all the worlds, business, entertainment, education, religion, and politics. We get into entertainment. I can't count on all the way to homeboy who just lost his job. What's homeboy name? So I'm making a way for my people. What's Ebro? Yeah, Ebro, he go back to the West Coast. You know what I'm saying? You go in the West Coast basement. You know what I'm saying? You don't gotta be on no East Coast basement. You go to the West Coast. Oh, but shout out to Ebro though. I ain't got no personal problems with none of them stuff. But I'm just saying, from my perspective, I got to be my own everything. You know what I'm saying? Promoter, everything. All these people get access, open, institutionalized brain, partnership, brotherhood type of handout thing, and they still ain't These people don't be nothing but stinking, ain't men. Grown stinking ain't men. That's it. These cats don't be about nothing. That's the last time when they cut somebody's grass, when they went on change their sister tire, change their niece tire or something like that. That's the last. They online talking a whole bunch of other sweaty balls, relish, butt crack smelling. Oh, saying silver kneecap, arthritis in the left eardrum faces. Oh, better than that. Oh, better than that. We gonna talk about reality. We're going to talk about where science come from and everything. We're going to talk about curriculum. We're going to talk about, we're going to break it down what a curriculum is and what does it mean to have one. Because we don't, people have to wait to, like, you know what I'm saying, the bucket hats or something like that make something important on a bunch of commercials or something like that. But you go in the backyard and learn some stuff too and stuff like that. You go learn what a covenant is yourself. Say you gonna learn a lot of these, then you'll be able to see where people got good qualities and bad qualities everywhere for all people, everywhere across countries and everything of that nature. But y'all don't start there. Y'all start in La La lands. Shout out to the Oglalas. Now look, check this out. Y'all are fairy tale lands. Look. Now look, this is what we got to get rid of. We got to get rid of this energy. So we got to get rid of this little agent. Because a lot of times, and I'm helping y'all own people out. Y'all say, especially y'all from the diaspora or whatever the case may be, I'm helping y'all own people, because y'all people is just rocking y'all to sleep. They scamming y'all, and they the best tap dancers in the world. They are musicians, they are con artists on some of these college stages and TV stages and stuff like that. They some of y'all comedians. They, you know what I'm saying? They actors, actresses and stuff like that. They fake what they call these motivational speakers or something like that. They just be calling themselves scholars or something like that. No, they motivational speakers. That's it. I don't know who they motivate, but motivational speakers and stuff. And then y'all be trying to figure out what's wrong, why y'all can't get ahead or something like that. I'm getting ready to let you know right now. All these cats getting paid to tell y'all problems. Pardon me. They're not actually in no situation of having no curriculum. They're not about to help y'all with no curriculum or nothing. So a curriculum is something to go by and stuff. And you only going to get that from culture, and that's cultivating the land. You need a culture to cultivate a land. You know what I'm saying? It just got demonized and somebody called it cult, but it's cultivating the land or whatever the case may be. And a group of individuals, that's what they do. You know what I'm saying? That's where you're going to get a God from in any capacity. So look, check it out. So we gotta get rid of this little conscious community stuff, because unless y'all trying to, I don't even know who even listen to that stuff though. But so I'm helping y'all out. I'm helping you and y'all people out and stuff like that, because for the most part, y'all just about to go another 20 years without knowing nothing. I done taught more in 1 week when I first started YouTube in about 2007 as a young teen, when all these cats was already grown, crusty men and stuff like that. And I had more knowledge than them. So that's why y'all ain't never seen me on none of this. Well, because that ain't part of my stuff, my ethnic or whatever the case may be. So it ain't even a normal thing. But at the same time, you know what I'm saying? You see a lot of these cats, they flip flop. They be Hebrew Israelites. Now they trying to be indigenous. Now they trying to be like me. They trying to be like a whole bunch of things. So they only cosplay. We about to explain why we gotta get rid of them, because they only wasting y'all time or whatever the case may be for y'all people and stuff. So these people ain't nobody to be listening to. We in 2020, 26. You know what I'm saying? They ain't got nothing new to present to y'all. Look, check this out, right? So we have to get rid of this energy, because their main purpose is to just copy, cosplay, plagiarize, and block individuals by trying to hijack. You know what I'm saying? So they're the first haters. Y'all own people be first haters. Now, right now, y'all ain't lit enough for them to hate on y'all. So they ain't got enough rappers that look like them and stuff like that to hate on. So right now, you're just going to hear a lot of indigenous talk and them sounding like me. They're going to start trying to copy my way of looking at life and whatever the case may be. Is this, that's all you're going to get from y'all people. Like, they don't know how to do anything. So y'all got to carve them out. Y'all got to carve them out. But look, check this out. Look, so you got to get rid of these energies, because their main purpose is to just copy. And this like mainly it'd be Pan-Africans, Hebrew Israelites, these fake scholars like Billy Carls, Winslow, Carson, and stuff like that. As soon as you start getting into that world and they talk about they got infected by aliens or something like that, that's y'all people problem. That's exactly y'all problem right there. These cats. You know what I'm saying? These cats ain't got no studio to teach you how to go be some teacher that teach around the world or something. Like, they ain't got, just like a boxing. Mike Tyson ain't got no boxing academy to go teach everybody in every neighborhood. You could go across the street to the Mike Tyson Boxing Academy across the street from McDonald's, and you ain't gotta go to McDonald's because that's the only thing there that turn into some goddamn street something that's retarded and thief or whatever to make yourself make ends meet. But that's retarded. Look, check this out. These cats don't be having no solution, no nothing. nothing. These cats waste time and try to make it sound like they're doing the right thing by getting you more lost. That's not knowledge. That's not scholarship. That's not nothing. But look, check it out. So this is why we have to get rid of these individuals, because look, all they doing is just copying, plagiarizing, and blocking individuals, aka trying to hijack. So they have a lame person mentality, ideology. These people can't help no one. They only can hurt people. So none of these people have a position they could just put you, that you could none of these people have a position that they could put you in their culture, nor do they have anything to teach. You know what I'm saying? That's why they only know how to hijack and debate. So they hijack European culture and religions and stuff. Now they hijacking Native American cultures and religion and stuff. They really had an ethnogenesis with Arabs. So they really started with their first ethnogenesis hijack. So it's like Islam and Muslim and all that type of stuff, right? Because that's really who the people from the diaspora had an ethnogenesis with, Arabs. That's the really, you know what I'm saying? You know, none of y'all are, and then a lot of y'all now is just mixed with other black people. Y'all not even those people, or you'll still look mixed with white if y'all 30% white. So that's all, that's agent talk. All of that is agent talk, you know what I'm saying? To get people in some type of column, to get a group of people that ain't the same in a column. So you have to give credence to stupid stuff like lookership, or stupid stuff that ain't got nothing to do with what we see in reality, or claim Native Americans is from Siberia, but we can see right now no white person having sex with an Asian making no Native American or whatever. We don't see no white person having sex with no African American making no Native American. But that'd be the next type of argument they try to have. Yeah, it was all dark people over here and white people somehow got the strongest DNA or something like that. So they the only people who make new races. Some dumb stuff like that's sheep and slave mind. Somebody who don't know themselves and they whole lineage to talk like that. Now, but for the most part, here's the thing, right? These people can't help no one, but they only can hurt. So none of these people have a position that they could put people in within their culture, nor do they have anything to teach. That's why they only know how to hijack and debate. Then they are basically pointless. It's basically pointless. Without building your own curriculum off of life, only means you are a person that's not in life. So your claims or whatever that you're trying to do, or your interest in physics or whatever the case is, non-existent or whatever, because none of y'all are out there into physics. I know more about physics than y'all. I know more about life and science and DNA than y'all, and I ain't even been in no science class. Science class would be just talking about the same thing I'm pointing to, or whatever the case may be. So it's about having comprehension. Now, if you got access to some of these tools, then they allow you to participate into making medicines or whatever. Last time I checked, Walgreens was the biggest drug corporation on earth. Now, if you get ready to say everybody who takes some form of medication ain't on drugs or whatever the case may be, and if you can't heal naturally, you got an unnatural illness. That takes comprehension, not for y'all to get lost in an indoctrination and then don't know when the indoctrination is working against you. You see what I'm saying? So it ain't about looking at everything as, oh, somebody created it this way, so that's why I don't believe it. No, everybody got gifts, and you got to know what's good for you, what's not good for you, and life teach you that. And then for the most part, when you get taught that by life, you end up realizing that's what anything is talking about. Science, religion, math, everything is talking about that, whether we had a language or not. A monkey still know what they doing. You know, a lot of y'all got monkey brains. I see it right now. You know what I'm saying? But we're going to keep it science. You know what I'm saying? Because I know y'all want to steer it towards personal. I know I'm funny, but I'm everything superior. I mean, intellectual. And we get serious too and come to goddamn scholarship or whatever, and you get roasted after I'm done debunking in 3 seconds. You know what I'm saying? But look, check it out. Here's the thing, right? So what we dealing with when we dealing with the conscious community, this is the only thing you getting. You getting some extreme religious zealous, right? Colonist brain intellect. You getting jailhouse Google scholarship. You getting Hebrew Israelite celebrity bodyguard corporation. You know, that's the highest the career gonna go, being somebody's bodyguard, some rapper's bodyguard. You know what I'm saying? So they ain't doing it. You see a Hebrew Israelite and they ain't got no lot of money, or they ain't no rapper's bodyguard. They'll say that's their highest job degree or whatever, being some rappers that just got out of jail for selling tip bricks bodyguard. If they ain't got that job, they trying to have a podcast. But look, check it out, right? So they done went from the corner in front of the bar and went online and put a podcast. So they got to make up an ego. Oh, why they somebody superior? I had a bunch of debates. Y'all had a whole bunch of logical fallacies. If you had 100 debates, you had 100 logical fallacies. None of those was debates. All of those was started on wrong basis, genetic fallacy, all kind of stuff. Y'all ever heard of the Hebrew Israelite debate? Oh, Lord Jesus Christ, have mercy on my soul. Lord, have mercy on my soul. You already got to be in some damn preconception type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Presupposition. The presupposition didn't even get analyzed sufficiently. So you got a person, a walking piece of doo-doo. This toxic brain doubt. You know, the presupposition is trash. It's toxic. So you know if this coming out their mouth is trash. They can't even get past the presupposition part. The presupposition trash. You need somebody to argue with who already accept your presupposition. You already phony. And that ain't coming in 2026. You know what I'm saying? That right now. Ain't nobody get ready to scam and grip off they people because you want to be a religious zealot because you don't want to go to the halfway house no more. You tired of selling 10 bricks or whatever. That might have been your only talent though, for real. I'm gonna keep it on. That might have been a lot of y'all only talent, for real. Going to jail. Not the selling part. Going to jail. Some of y'all losing motivation on y'all talent. Some of y'all been out of jail too long. Some of y'all been out of jail on YouTube too long. Some of y'all been out of jail on TikTok too long. I'm gonna keep it 100. Little big gold plate on the side of the right arm or something. Oh, big old Hebrew. Old tribal lion. But look, check this out. So this is all we getting right now. We getting a whole bunch of conscious community religious zealots, colonist brain intellects, jailhouse Google scholars, Hebrew Israelite celebrity bodyguard corporation god bodies, flat earthers, and lost people turned scammers and grifters, and people who claim they're in the science but comprehension levels is so low that they only could use it as a title for an ego that has nothing to do with them actually being a scientist. You know what I'm saying? So they just want to be glorified for what they regurgitate. None of them actually scientists or anything of that nature. So none of them don't even know if what they talking about is bull crap. They just get the information, be Google scholars, read some book, somebody else then scam from the age of enlightenment and stuff like that. They do the same thing everybody else do, this scams, make up something. I could make up something about a rock right now and I call that rock mocha. Man, like let 50 years go by and let some colonists hear that or something like that. You're going to get a mocha god that created electricity and stones in space and stuff like that. You're going to get the sci-fi channel. You're going to get 1,000 Avenger movies about it. And y'all might start thinking it walk on water. You know what I'm saying? Real stuff. Yeah. Only person got rich was some European. You know what I'm saying? Y'all somewhere online right now trying to argue it. It's to argue for or against it. You both wrong. Both dichotomies is wrong. You arguing for or against it. You both wrong. Y'all don't get it that way though. Y'all don't get that. This is why I'm calling y'all pseudo. Because y'all don't get it that way. So you either got your own curriculum, because this is how Europeans do it. You either got your, and this is how my people did it. You either got your own curriculum, or you should be able to sufficiently update the current scientific methods or mechanisms, or you pretty much ain't nobody. You know what I'm saying? You think you is Jimmy Walker? You know what I'm saying? Kid Capri? Well, you must think you DJ Quick. You got ain't nothing. I've heard of that. Hateful horses, hateful horses. It's gonna be trouble, trouble. Back in the halfway house. I've heard of that. I don't know that. Back to your auntie's house. I don't know that. Now let's check this out, right? Now, so here's the thing. You either got a curriculum, or you should be sufficiently, or you should be able to sufficiently up. So even if you're not in no college or whatever the case may be, I mean, they spotting you from a distance, like, man, that makes sense. Said, okay, that's dope. And they might not give you the credit, but you'll slowly but surely start hearing your curriculum in areas where they wasn't talking about that before. Why they talking about it now? Okay, and then now you got something to cling on to if you want to go ahead and fight that fight and play that game or whatever the case may be, because they like that intelligent witty bender. A lot of y'all ain't intelligent like that. You know what I'm saying? That you can fight in the space world and act like y'all don't know each other in the physical world, and then whoever become the strongest, it become inevitable. Y'all don't know about that. Those are the type of games I'll be playing where it's like, oh, nah, let me chill out physically, because how big my space is, I fulfill it with so much in my numino, it become inevitable. You can't run from it. You know what I'm saying? Even what you try to do to hide it, you end up looking bad for it and give me more of the energy. It's like, it's deep the way God give us power. God give God children power in different ways. You know what I'm saying? That y'all be playing mental games. We don't play no mental games with nobody. We only creating games and stuff like that. And it ain't no game. It's the actual life and the concept. So if you add into the atmosphere the right way, a person ain't even got to know you and start steering in a direction that you add on. If you're doing it for God, anything else you plan after the fact, second coming, after we done father the idea. God's children, we done fathered this and mothered that and stuff like that. You get it after the fact. You get it after it's already a sack field, and you can just eat it like, ooh, I enjoy this. You start acting like Playboy Cardi in his videos and ballet dancing. Oh, that. But let's check this out, right? So now we're gonna get into my curriculums and stuff because I'm gonna do an open panel tonight. I'm just, you know what I'm saying? I know people think it's funny and I'm just no, you see, we ain't even gotta get personal or whatever like that, or anecdotal or anything of that nature. I'm very intellectual. You know what I'm saying? So that'll also be a point where I can see, oh, this person ain't got nothing. They ain't got nothing. They get ready to say, they get ready to make up something. But I'm so intelligent, a person really can't even make up nothing now. The best they could do is claim something that don't mean nothing. They'll be like, well, other people, cultures, or ethnic groups trying to sound like our music or something like that. Man, I'll rip all y'all music too. And so, what? Y'all won't have no more hip hop or nothing. I'll be the only thing in every existence. Entertainment, education, religion, politics, everything. Y'all say y'all better chill. Y'all don't got no magic like that. Y'all ancestors is on a boat. No, Sarah, stop. What y'all tell y'all ancestors somewhere paying an Arab man. Arab man getting paid off y'all. And I'm for that. Y'all keep talking about the white man all day. I think y'all need to start checking the Arab man. The Arab, y'all don't know. See, the white man probably left a bunch of stuff out or forgot. That 30% of everybody else, y'all know, a lot of y'all need to replace that. The Arab man, I'm gonna tell you that right now. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Arab man had a lot to do with a lot of things y'all leave out. You know what I'm saying? I don't care how much you want to say, no, that ain't true, that ain't true. Walk up the street to your first corner store or whatever like that. I don't care what city or state you in. Walk up the street to your first corner store. And you gonna know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? That's an actual thing. Whatever happening now, been happening. You think it stopped how it started? You know what I'm saying? White man know who he be doing business deals with and stuff. They'll tell y'all everything and stuff. Sometimes you got to check liquor shit. I know how to look up the street, first corner stores and A-Rad store. I know if we gonna do liquor shit. You know what I'm saying? Where your corner store at? You got to struggle, halfway get shut down just by even making it and stuff like that. So I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. Pseudo. No, I'm saying, so y'all got the wrong problems. Y'all picking the wrong problems. Arguing with a whole bunch of people with foggy land brains. They still got their grandmother brain. Peep game though. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, so y'all should just be students or teachers in a classroom that teach a specific subject matter via institutionalization. Ain't nothing wrong with institutionalization if you're looking at it like, this is my job, so I'm getting money. Don't look at it like it's a spiritual quality. We need to wake up to get into these things. It ain't got nothing to do with that. You woke me up to a new idea that I could get some money and take care of my family. Boom, that's what it was for. It wasn't for nothing else. Don't use you going somewhere making Duracell batteries or something like that, trying to make it seem like this is what everybody need to, this is culture. Hey, culture, just shut up, dude. It's a job. You know what I'm saying? And you taking somebody's resources at that. There ain't no formative intelligence. Well, I said these guys be trying to make up nonsense that's like to try to claim something that they ain't even doing themselves. None of these cats is no student in Harvard. Well, let's check this out, right? So this is my curriculum where all these colleges got to copy me. You got to come reach out to me or whatever the case may be. If you start talking about this, you ain't going to know what you're talking about. And if you want to challenge it, you know you'll get debunked. Now, look, check this out, right? Now, this is my curriculum. I got a whole book worth of just before I get into the context of it, just the title itself. The hell what Terrence Howard talking about is patents. Now, here's the thing. This is how you have your own curriculum, and it actually can be up to be challenged because reality shows that. You know what I'm saying? And since I'm the voice of it, then I'm the face representation for God's children. Separating from God if you're an atheist. I'm the representation of it. Light don't travel. So I'm killing multiple birds with one stone. First of all, I'm showing you your curriculum comes straight from the age of enlightenment. People you claim you dislike. So you're going to have to argue from Google scholarship for you to sound like you're right. But you've been so much comfortable in that energy. You never had somebody come around like me who got the mentality banner where I put you in this position on purpose. I force you to not to show you ain't got no culture or knowledge on your own. Yet, what you're getting ready to use is what someone else did as the same thing I'm getting ready to show you you were supposed to do. Then, for the most part, I'm getting ready to show you how your senses lie to you. There's nothing in reality that ever show you light travel. So, for the most part, when you get into light not emanating as a mass in that position, right? And the stronger the watt, just the more broader it's going to emanate. The moment you get into travel, you're arguing for someone else's intellect or whatever the case may be, and based on the importance that they put behind it. And that's your only faulty reasoning to why you think you're right in a discussion. Once I kick that from the underneath the rug from you, you have nothing to stand on, which is no culture, no language, no science, and you ain't out here looking at these things for yourself, for your people. And that's the only thing I'm getting ready to prove. So you ain't nobody to be listening to. You know what I'm saying? If I could go listen to Aleister Crowley, if that's the case, I go listen to Madam Blisky. I go listen to a European on YouTube. Well, I'm gonna listen to you. You know what I'm saying? The end. Now, for the most part, is the thing. Light don't travel. And if you want to challenge me and my perspective on it, that's why I'm doing an open panel tonight. Next, ain't no space out there. So when it's nighttime or and it's daytime ain't blocking you from seeing out there when it's nighttime. No, it's just the atmosphere that you see at nighttime is just lit up in the daytime. Same distance, the atmosphere. Ain't no such thing as that, the other stupid stuff. No such thing as asteroids, because we know how rocks get created. It needs some form of transition, and transition come from seasonal transitions. Without that, below 0 degrees, there ain't even no substance to condense in this position for a rock to be or a mountain to be in the first place. No such things as any floating objects in space. Now, for the most part, so the moon ain't something to land on either. Common sense. Now, for you to even see phases of it, what will be blocking it? If you thinking it's an object and the only reason you see phases of the moon, so y'all don't know astronomy either. Now, for the most part, no such thing. The mind condenses into fleshly fluids. That's my science. You ain't heard no scientists ever say. They always trying to argue against it. Even in these colleges, they got this idea, but their whole purpose is to try to argue against it. And this what they think is intelligent or reaching a high in the class. No, you just retarded and dumb, and y'all want to waste another 300 years not knowing anything. The mind condensed into fleshly fluids, which is what gave you the motivation to get up and go to school. Now, for the most part, your spirit. Pardon me, your spirit is your individual space we call a soul, aka the observer. That's my science, or that's my curriculum. You know what I'm saying? That's something I can stand on. The mind is the soul's creation, not the mind itself. See what I'm saying? That's my. So when y'all think the mind is something and the mind, y'all get all lost and then y'all get into arguments about the spirit being a breath. Retards. Then for the most part, here's the thing. Creation, mutation, evolution. That's my science, whatever. So people want to have creationalist versus evolution arguments, weird dichotomies that matter none. No such thing as 7 planets. Just the 7. See, and I'm an astrologer. Y'all never hear no astrologers say that. This is why all astrologers is wrong. They're just regurgitating. No such things as 7 planets, just the sun in 7 different positions. And if you want to say, what is those twinkly little things? Those are satellites. I dare somebody to try to debunk me on what you see in that night ain't satellites. That colonist is trying to convince y'all, since y'all already believe in their concept of physical constellations and objects in the sky. Here's how they got the GPS system and radio and all this type of stuff, and making y'all think that those are constellations. Those are satellites. Now, for the most part, and then satellites always fail, so they have to re-put them up there and stuff like that. Any other thing, y'all be lost. Right? So for the most part, here's the thing. No such thing as actual constellations, just spaces in the sky we track the sun and moon from land from. That's my science also. You know what I'm saying? I could challenge NASA if I want to. None of y'all can't. All y'all got to be like, you're not listening to NASA. It ain't about listening to NASA and already thinking they wrong because it's colonists. No, colonists be right sometimes too. It's about still having your own mind, and you're either adding on to a current curriculum or you're able to have your own curriculum, or you're nobody. You're just up here talking. Now, for the most part, like I said, right, real spirits mean business. Europeans meant business down here. Them East Indians meant business down here. Them Arabs over there that y'all really need to check things with meant business. And I'm representing my people. We mean business in North America. You know what I'm saying? And goddamn it, everybody need to rise their mind up. That's all we doing. We rising our minds up. That's all we doing. Now let's check this out, right? Here's the thing. No such thing as actual constellations, just spaces in the sky we track the sun and the moon from land, right? Okay, then here's another one of my curriculums. We are rotating to the left on this body of water as a whole, which is why the sun appears to be moving to the right, and we're getting the moon phases, which is just a reflection of the atmosphere from the sun emanation when you're facing distances away from it. So as it takes time for you to rotate to the left, that's why it takes time for you to see the reflection that y'all calling the moon. Is it the reflection of the atmosphere, and you're facing away from the east that's emanating that sun 24/7. So when you face completely away, 180 degrees, you can see the full reflection of the atmosphere emanating that light from the sun that you're not facing at the moment. So we call it a full moon or a lunar eclipse. And then once we start to see the phases get closer, and you start to rotate closer to rotate and face the area that the sun is emanated, then we call that a solar eclipse, or whatever the case may be, or a new moon, or the sun and the moon being in the same time. Same sign. But it's truly just, you ain't gonna see no moon, or based upon the reflection, you still can see it if it's not a total eclipse, or whatever the case may be. That means your geographical location ain't totally facing the east from the span, but it is facing the east, so we get to still see new moon energy, or whatever the case may be. So then you see the phases fade back up. So for the most part, it's just, you're only seeing, as you rotate to the left, the filling up of the reflection, and then as you do a complete rotation, you get to the new moon. It's just a reflection of the atmosphere emanating from the sun. It ain't never been nothing else. You know what I'm saying? So what y'all calling a new moon and a solar eclipse is just the sun and moon, or the sun and moon being in the same sign. Is just you're facing the location that the sun is emanating from a distance via geographical location. And then anytime you see a full moon, that's just a lunar eclipse, or the sun and the moon being in opposite signs. But you're just facing completely opposite direction from your specific geographical location from the east where the sun is emitted. And we experience this on a micro scale, daytime and evening, and we experience this on a macro scale, spring and summer, and fall and winter. You know what I'm saying? So the constellations in the sky is just the 12 spaces that we counterpartmentalize to linear, something that's not linear, to understand, the macro season, a year, the 4 seasons, and on a micro scale, time. You know what I'm saying? 6 a.m. to 6 a.m. back to 6 a.m. again. You know what I'm saying? So the sun moves a house every 2 hours. So from 6 a.m. to 8 a.m., you got the sun going through the first house that we're calling Aries at the moment, or Hiram Abiff, or Moses. You got 8 a.m. to 10 a.m., that's the second house, or Taurus. You got 10 a.m. to 12 p.m., that's the Gemini, or the third house. 12 p.m. to 2 p.m., that'll be Cancer, or the fourth house, or the summertime of the day. You know what I'm saying? Or noon, high noon, or Ceres, or El Elyon, or it's just different names for this period of time of the day, or whatever. And that on a micro scale, 12 p.m. On a macro scale, that'll be the beginning of Cancer, or summertime, or whatever the case may be, the beginning of the fourth house. Then you have from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m., fifth house, Leo. Then you have 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. That'd be Virgo time, rush hour. People getting out of school, people getting off of work, going to work for the evening portion of their hours or their schedule, however the case may be, and things of that nature, right? 6 p.m. to 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. That's evening time, or that's Ma'at. If y'all in Africa, over here it'd be the raven, or it'd be the balance of the scale, or whatever the case, or us going into Lilith, half, and things of that nature. Or the feather way lighter than the heart, or however, or the judgment time, or going into the underworld, however the case may be, or representing Uriel energy, or the purple sky, or the western hemisphere, right? So that'd be Libra, right? Or the scale. Then we get into 8 p.m. to or the seventh house. Then we get to 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. That'd be Scorpio hours, the eighth house, right? And then or the middle of fall, from a macro perspective. Then we get from 10 p.m. to 12 a.m. Sagittarius hours, or ninth house. Then we get from 12 a.m. to 2, and I ain't meant to say p.m., but 10 p.m. to 12 a.m. Now 12, that's Sagittarius. 12 a.m. to 2 a.m. is Capricorn, or 10th house. Then we have 2 a.m. to 4 a.m. That's Aquarius, 11th house. Then we go to a full cycle. We get the morning star, the 8 point, you know what I'm saying? And then that takes us into the 12th house, Pisces, 4 a.m. to 6 a.m. And then that's back to the first house, or whatever the case may be. So that'd be like so from 4 a.m. to 6 a.m. in the morning, when you hear the morning star, that's an allegory about that. when from the, or before it rises in the morning at 6 a.m., it rises in one area first, the 12th house, or 4 a.m. to 6 a.m. in the morning. So that'd be the morning star before it rises at 6 a.m. in that position. Then you get to 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. That's the Taurus times. That's when it's get ready to anchor, or on a macro scale, it anchor in the spring. We would call that the bright star, because that's when it's the brightest in spring after Aries, or whatever the case may be. Then when it gets to 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. or fall time or Libra time, this is what the allegory is fallen star is about, because the sun has fell into the underworld after it was in its closest from summer, and which is Cancer, Leo, and Virgo. So then after that is harvest, is Libra, and then it goes into the opposite position that we're calling, or exalted Saturn, or opposite position of Mars or the sun, but it's just the same allegory. It's not a different star. So you have the morning star, the sun in Pisces, the bright star, sun in Taurus, the fallen star, sun in Libra, right? So you might say that's pseudo. How? When you know before the sun rises in the morning, the story going to be an allegory of when the sun is in Pisces, or 4 a.m. to 6 a.m. in the morning before 6 a.m. it rise. Bright star, you know in the middle of spring, that's when the fruits on the land grow the most nutrients and stuff and start to expand after Aries or whatever. So that's the brightest star or whatever. And you know it's an allegory of evening time, or Eve, as the fallen star. So fall time, autumn, fall. You know what I'm saying? Adam's fall represent the sun, what they're calling Adam, in its fallen state going into the PM, or going into Eve, or going into fall, or going into Libra. You know what I'm saying? Same thing. You know what I'm saying? So even if you was y'all from the diaspora, and because it's Raven over here, let's say y'all in y'all stuff, and y'all all in y'all Ma'at stuff, 7 laws or Ma'at, whatever. Okay, the first house, Aries, all the way to the 7th house, Libra, that's what y'all call it Ma'at. That's what they was trying to call Ma'at in Africa. Y'all don't even know y'all own stuff. You know what I'm saying? So y'all start talking about 72, all this, that, and the third, and they ain't doing nothing but describing Libra astrology. All you about to hear when someone describe Ma'at is fairness, balance, the scale. Yeah, the goddamn Europeans already got your ass in court getting out the halfway house and balancing your ass on the scale. So that's all you're going to see, the first scale on the damn desk. Y'all comprehensions is the size of a damn peanut in an internet. Y'all don't know what to do, but go get a damn affidavit act. You know what I'm saying? Change your name and make the process even slower for you to get out the halfway house and stuff like that. Just because you want to be retarded and bashful, and go back to your first colonizer name, some Arab. You know what I'm saying? Because that's all you get ready to change your name. Your name went from Mike. Your name went from Mike and Billy and Tommy to Tashka Nisha Hamba. You know what I'm saying? You think a cop want to see that shit and deal with that? You know that? You ain't ever gonna get out of jail. You and all the homeboys got pulled over. You the only one it take hours for and stuff like that. Everybody else good to go. Got the regular ID and stuff like that. Here you go. Oh, no, I know my rights. I know this. No, I got this affidavit. Oh, nah. Everybody get ready to get hit upside the head with a nightstick. Because you want to be some jailhouse scholar, dude. Like, chill, dude. For real. Y'all guys gotta chill. Oh, you don't hear all that goddamn shit. Oh, you want to hear all that? You know what I'm saying? Real stuff. Yeah, y'all chill, y'all be alright. But yeah, like I said, right? Y'all gotta understand how to have your own curriculum. Now, I could go a little further than that. I could go way further than that. I got like a whole book just on the title before I go into the pardon me, the curriculum. You see what I'm saying? So y'all got to step y'all game up, or whatever the case may be, or y'all got some competition. I'm rating y'all for it. You know what I'm saying? Rating y'all for it. I'm saying that's the real war cry. All y'all just copying. You know what I'm saying? All y'all rappers, y'all ad-libs and stuff. But yeah, like I said, I'm rating the conscious community for it. Because y'all just sitting around like it's a camp, like firing baked beans and like melted marshmallows or something like that. Man, this ain't no campsite or kumbaya, whatever the case may be. Y'all get the hell on out the way. You know what I'm saying? I get the hell on out the way. You know, I'm gonna get on up. Get to it. I'm get on up. You know what I'm saying? Listen to James Brown. Get on up. Get out the way. Watch out. Watch out. Y'all ain't about to be nobody who get no Nobel Peace. I'm the closest thing online to getting a Nobel Peace Prize, and they hate me so much, y'all ain't gonna never see it. So the best thing y'all can do is just copy me, your first father. You know what I'm saying? All them other percentages and the Arab and stuff like that, man, they ain't being good daddies to y'all, whatever the case may be. So y'all said it's come back to your first father. Y'all said it's come back to your first father, and I'll give y'all the game. Let me give y'all the game you always wanted. Just don't get mad. Pardon me, because a lot of y'all be running around here crazy. I be hearing it. Man, I done heard one person, what was it, an FBA or something like that? They said, yeah, if Europeans don't give us our respiration, we're gonna go hit all the we're gonna go hit all the native tribes, and then goddamn it, and then any foreigner that's over here too. We're gonna make sure. I'm like, God damn, find your daddy. Who's your daddy? I'm like, God damn. Y'all like lost children out here. They don't know about that. Y'all sound like lost children or something like that. My daddy ain't treat me right. My daddy owned me. My daddy ain't leave no business behind for me. My daddy should have named the railroad tracks after me. I'm like, oh, Lord Jesus Christ. Yeah. Europeans don't pay us. We're going to hit all these goddamn native tribes, and y'all only know 5. Y'all only know 5. We about to hit the Cherokee, Choctaw. That's all y'all know. We about to hit the Creek. We about to hit the Blackfoot. That's all y'all know. Y'all think Blackfoot mean black people. Y'all lost as hell. Damn monkeys. We got to create an esoteric daycare. That's what we need. We need an esoteric daycare now. So I'm figuring out how to make one right now. I know how to create narratives and put the box in. It's just like that in real life. I know. So I got to work together. I probably got to reach out to some strong spirit Europeans, some strong spirit Arabs, I already know some strong spirit Arab or whatever. Strong spirit Puerto Rican or something, strong spirit here or there, stuff like that. We're gonna create a daycare. We're gonna create a strong spirit African American, you know what I'm saying, a strong spirit Asian man somewhere. We all gonna come together and create an esoteric online daycare just for y'all and stuff like that. And get the curriculum right, get y'all minds right and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Get y'all minds right. You know what I'm saying? It's too many like kid spirits running around. You know what I'm saying? Some of y'all in 70-year-old bodies, 85-year-old bodies. You know what I'm saying? You didn't miss spiritual growth. You didn't miss being a spiritual adult. You're still a child and stuff like that. So you got a lot of growth. You got a lot of grace. God gonna make sure you come back. You know what I'm saying? Y'all like big babies. You know what I'm saying? Y'all grew into big babies. You know, y'all like big old babies and stuff like that. So but I'm gonna give y'all some curriculum though. So like I said, I know y'all probably want to challenge y'all father though. Y'all like, man, what my dad say? My dad said light don't travel. Is that my stepdad? I might be your uncle. You know what I'm saying? Real stuff, step on your neck in the woods and stuff and make you scream uncle. Put on your neck, then apply the pressure. Then scream, then apply the pressure. Then I make you scream. Uncle! What's my name? Uncle, my name. Uncle! I ain't fucking with you. So the baby. I'm saying real stuff. I might be your uncle. So I might not be your father or your stepdad. I might be your uncle though. But guess what you can do with your uncle? You can look like me and stuff like that. You probably love being at your uncle crib because you can smoke at your uncle crib. You can fuck at your uncle crib and stuff like that. So look how I got y'all. Look how y'all uncle got y'all. I got y'all being online thinking y'all teachers. You could just be in the basement. You could just be in a whip. Y'all say you could be in something. You could be having a drink in your hand. You could be having a whole session and stuff. Yeah, thank your uncle. No, I said thank your Uncle Flight. You're an Uncle Flight. That. Uncle Flight. That. Now your father wants you to go ahead and go to college. He wants to go ahead and go to Harvard. You know what I said? Now your father wants you to go ahead and join the military. You know what I said? Don't disrespect your father. Because I know what your father do. You know what I'm saying? Your father be having nightsticks and stuff. We used to call your father Long Knives. You know what I said? Back in the day, we used to call your father Long Knives and stuff. Tuxedo tailcoat tongue. You know what I'm saying? All kind of stuff. So you know, like, you know what I'm saying? Don't be too disrespectful to your father or whatever the case may be. But you can chill at your uncle crib every now and then. I'll let y'all get away with it every now and then and come up here like y'all just relaxed up, y'all kicking every now and then. Don't disrespect your father. Forget you in your uncle's house though when you do that. He goes, don't go back to your father. You're gonna look crazy. Oh, I was gonna forget what I was to cry. They done taught you. Oh man. Shout out to Thomas Jefferson. Oh, put on that. Oh, put on that. Sound about right to me, you know what I'm saying? Sound about right to me. Your father, George Washington, you know what I'm saying? I don't disrespect your father. You know what I'm saying? I don't want no problems. You know what I'm saying? Your father start dropping cannonballs and stuff like that, scorched earth programs and stuff. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got no time to be dealing with your father either when y'all gone too long. Y'all be gone. Y'all ain't did something in the backyard or something like that right. Y'all ain't gonna get the cattle right or something. Like, you know what I'm saying? I ain't got time to be dealing with those problems and stuff, man. We try to keep peace. I'm still trying to figure out where the other peace treaties went. So you know what I'm saying? Y'all go get in Harvard, teach this curriculum. Hopefully you shout me out and say something your uncle said. Light don't travel. When you're on stage at Harvard, man, that'd be dope. You know what I'm saying? Every now and then. Don't go too far with it though. You know what I'm saying? Use your little psyop or something. Put that little button in that title and that symbol that your daddy gave you though. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want no problems. And you make sure you don't want no problems. You already know y'all get hit upside the head with all kind of nightsticks. All kind of water hoses and stuff like all kind of you went broke because you ain't getting used the right way no more. You know what I'm saying? You start thinking too good or something like that. You know what I'm saying? See how good your bank account go low too. See how good you ain't got some of those many opportunities no more. You know what I'm saying? See how good you ain't about to be on Oprah no more. You know what I'm saying? Real stuff. So don't disrespect your daddy though. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, like I said, we all can parlay. We can chill at the poker table or whatever the case. And then every now and then, like I said, you can chill out. Chill out for a day or two. You know what I'm saying? Y'all gonna like me for a day or two and don't go too far and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Real stuff. Yeah, that's how it's supposed to be. That's how it's supposed to be. But yeah, when you're getting raised by adults, you know, grown spiritual uncles, aunties, fathers, mothers, grandparents and stuff, you get raised up to get taught. You put yourself in a position, you better have a curriculum. Or you ain't looking at life. Did I teach you, boy? Did I teach you, young woman? You know what I'm saying? That's how God did me like that. You know what I'm saying? That ain't like me. I'm trying to say that to y'all. This is what God did to me. You know what I'm saying? You better go learn something. You know what I'm saying? Go learn something. You better learn how to think. Or whatever the case may be. So I can only give y'all that. You know what I'm saying? I can only give y'all that. It's like a spiritual tough love or whatever the case may be. Where you might be in some energy like, dang, if I'm wrong, I don't want to be right. Because you probably didn't uphold something for like the past 50 years of your life or whatever the case may be. So yeah, I know. You know what I'm saying? Something you just believed in so deeply that long, get debunked in 2 seconds. It's like, oh, nah. You know what I'm saying? I know. I'm not ready. I'm not. You know what I'm saying? You start sounding like what's homeboy name? I forgot his name. Good. Kevin Hart. Goddamn, I remember. You know, this guy must still be making a lot of money somewhere. You know, because it'd be the essence and the energy spectrums and stuff. So if a person's still doing something, even if I don't know who they is, I ain't around, I still know how to pick it up. And if it's a short thing, I'm like, oh, okay, I can remember it. If it starts slipping my tongue and stuff like that, I'm pretty sure a lot of money was slipping from their bank account. A lot of people. No, I say start opening their mouth too much and shit. They handler ain't like what they were saying or something like that. The handler disappeared. You know what I'm saying? They ain't got the same lawyer no more. You know what I'm saying? There's a whole lot of stuff be going on. Then once it's already finaled up, they're in the halfway house. I done fully forgot their name. I done fully forgot there was a one-hit wonder. You know what I'm saying? Whatever the case it may be, for real. That's how I work, though. That's how I be working in the spiritual world. I don't know how I work for y'all. That's how I work in the spiritual world for me, though. You know what I'm saying? Real stuff. That's how it works for me. But yeah, I'll give you all hours. So even if people join the open panel or not, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to be a person that just talk. Like, I don't like to be like everybody else. I might can talk, but you got to have something to replace it. I got curriculum. And it's up to be debunked. It's up to be debunked. Can't nobody do it, though. See, when you close to God, you getting into some knowledge and scholarship before we even have language to convey our lostness to each other. You know what I'm saying? So even before we made language, you still had to be around some real people, however the case may be. So if you're already into a language and you ain't around no real people, you ain't going to use the language for nothing real. That takes us into comprehension. Yeah, we can say a lot of things that sound intelligent. That don't mean you comprehend what you actually saying. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm here for. That's what I like to point to. Because, yeah, I could be just like y'all. Let's make it simple. Like traveling. I could be just like y'all without a culture if I had one. Be in my mind like it's the normal thing to not sound dumb to make sure I say if I'm having that type of physics discussion that like travel. Nor am I going to go down a train of thought and line of reasoning of what makes that true or not. I'm just going to piggyback it off of, yeah, Walt Disney had it on 1,000 commercials. So I already know that I'm going to sound dumb not saying that. know what I'm saying? Okay, of course. Then you have to have equilibrium. There's going to be a lot of things that's true too. So you can't have no bias. And we're not talking about light traveling is true, but because light don't travel. But I'm just making an example. There's a lot of things that come from these things like Walt Disney also. That is true. That you're supposed to be wise enough to not put that on the previous author just because it's on the same platform, or even if it's the same person. That might be something they got right. That might be something they're not manipulating. That might be something they just doing for them and their people. That's all right. You know what I'm saying? You got to know how to do that. You got to know how to do that. Some of y'all don't know how to do that. That's why y'all always race baiting, rage baiting and stuff. And a lot of times y'all pick fights with things that ain't even oppressing y'all for real. You know what I'm saying? Y'all really be oppressing yourselves low key. It's lack of knowledge. So y'all be perishing really by yourselves in your own mind. It just look like y'all still alive and can wake up every morning and y'all heart be beating and you still well-oiled running machine so you can still work your job and stuff. It just look like that. And you still brain dead. I say it just look like you wake up every day as normal and you can still do stuff like everybody else. That don't mean nothing in the spiritual world. You know what I'm saying? Y'all still be doorknobs. You know what I'm saying? Y'all still be esoteric doorknobs. So they don't really be, we still be in some esoteric coffin somewhere. It don't really be no different. It'll be no different. I said, but y'all got to peep game or something. So before we even get into anybody's rhetoric, right? This is what you need to understand. You either got a curriculum or you got the ability to add on to some current curriculum to make Harvard look good or Yale look good or something like that, or you ain't nobody. You whatever you doing, you saying one thing, but you doing something else. You might be online virtue signaling and trauma bonding. Like, you know what I'm saying? You just don't know how to decipher it because you're using other type of words and stuff like that. Nah, you just like prettied it up and put a cherry on top. It's still trauma. It's still feed me, massa need to feed. It's still that. It's like it just sounds like a different type of terminology, and you read a few books. That's it. So you just found a better way to complain. That's it. A campaign and audition to be flown. That's it. If you thought it was anything else, I bet you like that little green button being lit up next to the word on the algorithm page too, just like me. You know what I'm saying? Real stuff. So hey, cut the bull crap. All right, we're going to cut the bull crap here, right? Goddamn, the moon and Virgo. It's all about that money anyway. I don't want to hear none of y'all spookism. Even if I'm using words that sound like spookism, I sound like I make a lot of sense right now, don't it? You can make a lot of money off your curriculum if you made it. You know what I'm saying? None of y'all get ready to make no money off what Aleister Crowley made. You know what I'm saying? Ain't none of y'all getting ready to make no money what Neil deGrasse just made. You can forget it. What Carl Sagan said went in his bank account. I'm telling you that right now. Only thing on your bank account is YouTube AdSense and some esoteric online collection plate, you know, that we can't see. You doing magic and voodoo on your people. I've heard of that. Y'all doing magic. Y'all ain't shit. That's the only thing that's happening. Y'all just magic and voodoo on your esoteric collection plate. Hit the donate. That's what it is. Esoteric collection plate. Oh, I've heard it. Y'all need God. Sweat monkeys. Ain't no man. Real stuff. So yeah, we're gonna get some real knowledge back. And even the ethnogenesis or whatever the case may be, y'all believe that. How y'all believe that? How y'all believe y'all 30% European, 1./4% of a nickel of a penny native, and then people from the African tribe. You just still African. Some people is mixed white. Some people is mixed with native. We're able to see them today. I'm saying, so other than that, then y'all ethnogenesis is lost. Y'all talk about culture. Y'all talk about somebody losing their culture, so they're on a land and forced to have to do other people's culture. And if you're in America, you just was forced to do European and Native American culture because those was the only governments over here. That's it. I said all that other stuff. You might want to hear all that. You know what I'm saying? Y'all cats is lost in the sauce. Y'all cats get online, grifting. You know what I'm saying? Trying to get monetized or something like that. Go teach that in Harvard then. Go teach what y'all talk about in Harvard. All y'all will get respiration. You know what I'm saying? All y'all will already have respiration or something other than that. I don't want to hear nothing y'all talking about, man. Y'all just cats is lost. You know what I'm saying? So for the most part, like I said, get some curriculum. You know what I'm saying? And that'll be your respiration. That's how I look at respiration. I see what the white man did when the white man started making y'all like rappers, start making y'all like Neil deGrasse's, Michael Jordans. Y'all actually can be on stage at a college talking. I see that as respiration. That's what I see as respiration. I see that like as a system created for somebody else created the system though. So you that's the point. So if you do the system, they give you shit. They didn't have to do that. You could have said, "Oh no, we still doing this. All white colleges, all white." And so you have to respect is their system, but it's like y'all looking past what they're allowing you to do. So it's like y'all keep going back to these civil rights times when they wasn't allowing y'all to do stuff, and trying to say this is why y'all who ain't even them people, half of y'all ain't got none of them family. You know, y'all family. The Native American, having the Native Americans now, we can't point to those specific people being our actual grandparents and stuff like that. It's just a blood. That's like an Asian person. An Asian person can't point to Genghis Khan and say Genghis Khan was their grandparent. They just of them people. Y'all keep trying to confuse other stuff and then try to mix it now with some stuff that don't even make no damn sense. Because like, how is y'all fighting? I don't get it. You know what I'm saying? But it don't even make no sense. But y'all try to tie something from some previous people and then say it's now, and then what is the goal? You know what I'm saying? That's why sometimes I be trying to think. I'm like, what is the goal? What is the point? You know what I'm saying? Don't be one. It's an agent. It's all agent. It's all scam and stuff like that. So y'all gotta peep game. These people had a ethnogenesis with Arabs. So you know what I'm saying? So y'all gotta peep game all the way to the phenotype and everything. It's all Arab. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing wrong with that. Everybody beautiful and stuff. It's just people make things negative. I don't know why people make things negative. You know what I'm saying? I don't know where people get that from. Making things negative and stuff like that. But y'all got to up y'all comprehension skills so y'all can be a representation for your people. You know what I'm saying? Whether you mixed or whatever, just be a representation. But have a curriculum or have the ability to update a current curriculum. So that means you're already involved. If you're not doing that, especially if you're trying to do how I'm doing it, you got to have your own curriculum. You just can't. Y'all are being like street motivational hustler speakers and trying to make that online and make that a thing like y'all teaching. No, y'all not teaching or whatever the case may be. Y'all need help. It's like y'all the people who need help. You know what I'm saying? So y'all doing what y'all doing for donations and stuff like that and all that type of stuff. Y'all don't have no knowledge. You know what I'm saying? If y'all had some knowledge, it won't even, the donations and stuff would just be a after effect. But you'll already be doing something, and in your real life, you will already be secure in that area because it's your culture. So you have to develop a culture. You know what I'm saying? And that culture is cultivating physics. You know what I'm saying? And then you have the relationship of how it interact with the characteristics of life, and you're able to do that amongst your family, and you're able to amongst your people and whoever, you know what I'm saying, joining you as a friend circle, however the case may be. But that comes with science. That comes, for an example, right? Y'all want to say science is medicine or whatever the case may be. Then what the hell was before we had hospitals, we had to go find plants. It's the same thing. So when you're going to get hospital medications, you're just going to get a synthetic version that's probably watered down, a crackhead version of a plant. You're going to get a plant in powder. You know what I'm saying? And then once you do that long enough, you need another one. Then before you know it, your body make the vitamins itself. That's where it come from. You somewhere talk about you deficient. You somewhere popping 1,000 vitamins and stuff, and you ain't even got no organ problem. You just having to do it, period. So for the most part, y'all just lost in the sauce. That means y'all got the wrong idea about what y'all saying and doing and talking about. So when you put it in a surface level, y'all really just scamming to create a new job, and it's copying me. That's why I'm a little bit getting disrespected a little bit, because I'm tired of hearing land my plane. Y'all all know where y'all got that from. So real people is more original. So that y'all give me a way, and people who watch me and people that surround me, to decipher between who's agents and who not, and who using deep fake AI that might be colonists behind it. They just putting themselves up there as other people. You know, so once I start hearing too much of my talking points, my words, and then y'all don't give no type of credit either when y'all steal my talking type of thing, and then to say I land my plane, y'all try to make it seem like I don't get that. I understand that. Since I'm the most unique online, you have a whole bunch of agents online and colonists, because this is what they've been doing. They do this with everybody. You have to peep game. It's when you get ready to get hijacked, right? So because I can get into detail. It's like a mental game. I don't play no mental games though. It's almost like, I don't even want to use other people as an example because that'll have them. I don't want to stop nobody's game, and I don't want to keep. So I only want to stay personal and stuff. Personal with me, like. But I've been making songs and stuff talking about I got everybody on plane watch or whatever like that. The only reason y'all even hear news channels and everybody bring up any airplane as a topic or mix it with the topic is cultivated and constructed by like the handlers that sit, and since we got online right now, they're trying new things. So when they do it with me though, they fail because it's stuff I got going on in my real life before online. Just me as a spirit that don't got nothing to do with any human. That it's a shame for any human to attach themselves to me, and especially in the mental world and the physical. What you would do, anything you're doing won't work anymore. It ain't just me doing it, it's my essence itself. If you choose to believe that or not, that's on to you. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people who would attach themselves to my energy, and you no longer doing what you was doing sufficiently, even in other areas that ain't even got nothing to do with me. But the moment you took the job or the oath to claim you think you psyoping or hijacking me, the moment you ain't doing it as much you was doing it when you first started doing it on me. Guaranteed. That's magic. That's the real. That's when you can see real type of any of that other stuff. I don't want to hear it. Y'all don't be having no magic. Y'all don't be having all that stuff. Is just human lostness. I don't play no mind games. But for the most part, my comprehension is up. My intelligence is up. You know what I'm saying? Y'all just humans. You know what I'm saying? With faulty DNA. But that's ill. Y'all need certain foods to still survive. We all supposed to eat, but I'm talking about specific foods. So y'all cravings run y'all and stuff like that. And it's like, it's weird. Y'all like walking made out of cravings. Walking made out of feelings and thoughts. So y'all sit around and make profiles. So y'all have a weird belief that feelings is a thing to be constructed. Y'all, but feelings is a thing that we do. It's an ability. So you could be in this feeling and you could be in another feeling. There's no such thing as this person think like this, so this will be their profile, and there's no such thing as that. It's like all people trying to get paid, and it just went into the lens of people who don't mind their own business, and they figured out how to way to get paid in that way. So whatever we all doing is still in that area. Whatever we think we doing it for, that be the lostness. You know what I'm saying? So at some point, this is how you can kind of separate. So anytime I be hearing land my plane and stuff, I'm like, oh, okay, this is somebody watching me that's in government or something like that, and trying to control my character that don't have anything to do with anything of their dumb beliefs. Like, that's the only way I can think about it. And people around me, especially elders around me, it's like you see that a mile away. You know what I'm saying? But it's like online, it's everybody's. You're only exposing this what you do. You can't blame it on no one else. You can't blame it on what you think you're doing it for, or this is my job, or I think my belief in my God said if I'm this and I'm some angel, I'm some archon, or you just lost. You someone who don't know anything. You read a book or someone taught you how to do that. You don't know nothing like me. So you're just wasting your time, or you just some dumb human. But other than that, don't go no further than that. You have no intelligence. But when it comes to just the whole conscious community, it's full of the seeds of that. It's the seeds of that. They have nothing of their own. So the best you could do is wear somebody else's clothes. But I love all y'all from the bottom of my heart. I deeply do. So I deeply love everybody from the bottom of my heart. Real stuff. Just step y'all game up. Step y'all comprehension up, and you'll have a curriculum. Like I said, you either got a curriculum, or you can update some current curriculum that's already there in some way, shape, or form. Oh, you ain't nothing. You damn sure ain't getting ready to compare and contrast how many debates you had to claim you more intelligent than me. Sit down. Oh, y'all from the bottom of my heart. Flight button, you know. So, you know, listen to the Mind of an Antares Moon. I am the Royal Archangel Uriel, and I'm here to carry out God duties and responsibilities. And shout out to everybody, all ethnicities. We spiritually beat each other up. Spiritually beating each other up. That's it. That's it. Stop letting Asians beat up everybody. Now, I'm trying to make y'all stronger on this soil. Asians beating up everybody right now. Y'all stop it. They got the whole world talking about floating dragon and chi and stuff like that. If they ain't beating up everybody in the spirit world, I don't know what it is. Step the game up. We in America.